Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So we actually have the Super Bowl preview that I'm going to be breaking down here. There was a lot of stuff that actually was released in this, and there's a lot to talk about. Like, I made a lot of notes here, but there's a lot to talk about in this thing here, and I'm very excited, like so excited for what they're actually going to be giving us here. I mean, I will just say the trailer, it looks absolutely incredible, but there's a lot of small details that were shown here where I'm like, okay, I think this is the episode where Rick and Michonne are going to reunite. I do think that there are scenes in here that sort of hint at it. So we're going to get into all this. So as always, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. Again, we're 2 weeks away. We have a lot coming this week in terms of early reviews, more teasers and all of that. There's going to be a lot of stuff in terms of cast interviews. There's going to be a lot of things like with new information and all that. And what I actually want to start doing this week is talking about the trailers that we've gotten specifically and talk about all the scenes that are there and if there's certain things in terms of the story that I want to get into. So basically like more of those topic videos that I usually do, because lately it's been a lot of like, okay, break this teaser down, or we learned this new information about something, right? I kind of want to just focus on one story specifically and go through it and all that. So yeah, I expect a lot of that this week. And so if you want all my Walking Dead content like this, reviews of every episode, trailer breakdowns and all of that, then definitely make sure to be a subscriber. Now, I do like this very beginning scene here because it could still mean what I think it means, but Michonne is actually talking with Nat in this scene, and Michonne says, like, it's been so long. But what's interesting, though, is that Nat before that is just telling Michonne to go back home. Like, and based off of what he said earlier on, and I do think those episodes might be a little different. Like, I think this shot right here of Nat, Michonne, and everyone, I think this is happening pretty early on in the episode. Maybe not like, the first 10 minutes, but like 20 to 30 minutes in or something like that. And then I think a shot like this of Michonne and Nat at nighttime, I think this is probably later on. Yeah, Nat in this one shot here, he's just like, well, okay, so let me get this straight. Rick blew up on a bridge, and that was years ago. And like the other two characters were like, okay, calm down, easy there, like, and then Michonne's like, yeah, and because it does, I like that aspect to it. I love the fact that Nat has that mindset. Like he does say, like, he likes the fact that Michonne doesn't give up on people. That is such an important thing, because I don't want to say that it's a rare thing in the world, but it does feel like it at times, so to actually have Nat be like, you know what, like he's pointing out all these things here. And I think that he's almost testing her in that way as well, just saying like, you should just go home, just go see your kids, this and that. And then Michonne says it's been so long. So I don't know if she's saying that because of Rick. She still could be, but I'm wondering if she's saying that because of Judith and RJ, right? Like it's been so long since she's seen them. And so, that's that part to it too. And I really hope that they get into that, because that's a very important thing, right? Like a very important thing to actually show us on the show is that like not only is she's struggling because she wants to find Rick, but she also misses her kids. She wants to go back and see them, right? Because that's also a very common thing I see everywhere, where it's like people getting very upset at the fact that like, well, she left her kids, this and that. I think it's so different in the apocalypse. Like it's the same as like, I'll just call certain services, this and that, and maybe they'll be able to find this person, right? The apocalypse, nothing like that is working. And so Michonne finds proof of this. It makes sense that she would have to go and do this. And again, her doing it alone is the best, because if she takes Daryl and everyone else with her, then that's just more people away from Judith and RJ to keep them safe. So like, I think that it makes sense. I think if she's able to go and get Rick, bring him back home, then I think everyone is going to be happy, because like they know they'll be okay in Alexandria. Michonne knows, right? Michonne knows that they're going to be okay in Alexandria. Like she has nothing to worry about. Like obviously she's going to miss them, but like the kids know that they will be safe there, and they kind of understand. It's a totally different world. Like it's a very different world from the world that we have right now. So anyways, seeing a scene like this is very interesting, just because like you do have Michonne just like, again, she could be saying this because she's missing her kids or because she's missing Rick, but she's just going through a lot right now. And it's just, yeah, she's having a really bad time right now. And I like the fact that Nat is kind of bringing this up, because he's probably seeing, just like how hard it is on her to be out there trying to find him, when it's like, he really could just be gone. He might just have died. Like maybe he did survive that, but maybe he died afterwards, right? And I know that is something that Denise Huth actually mentioned in this teaser here. Like Michonne wants to find either if he's alive, then cool, but if he's not alive, then that's also good, right? Like, she just wants to be able to put him to rest or put her mind to rest. So if she can find him, even if he's dead, cool, but if he's alive, then like, holy man, right? So just a very cool scene. I honestly really liked watching this scene here. And then we get into some other stuff here where Jadis actually talks about her character, which I found very interesting. She says stuff like, you know, Jadis has many secrets, this and that, and it's like weighing on her. And it's interesting because I'm wondering what secrets she has. Like, is she holding back secrets from Major General Beale, or secrets back from Rick? Like, what does she know? Like, that's the thing. I'm so confused and all that. Like, what does she mean by that? By she has a lot of secrets, and, you know, like, is it stuff that happened in Alexandria and all of that? Or is it things that she's done that she doesn't really want to like tell Rick or whoever, right? Like, whose side is Jadis on? I will say, when you're looking at the shots in the trailer of Jadis specifically, there is probably going to be this one-on-one fight that does happen between Jadis and Michonne, because we see this one shot of Jadis and she's looking through this curtain, I believe, but you go to the next one here and you do see Jadis just kind of walking around here. There's a bunch of curtains everywhere, and there's similar shots of Michonne doing the same exact thing. There's also shots of Jadis and Michonne like outside, and they're like in separate vehicles, obviously, but they're kind of, there's like a car chase going on, they're crashing into each other, this and that. So there's something going down here between Michonne and Jadis. I don't think that's gonna happen in the first 3 episodes. Maybe. Like, it's very possible that before Michonne finds Rick, Jadis is aware of what's happening, and so she goes and hunts Michonne down. But I feel like that's probably going to be a more of like an episode 4 or 5 thing that's going to go down. And so maybe Jadis dies in this episode. That would be kind of crazy. Like, yes, they could continue the story on and all that, but Jadis, like, what if she actually died in episode 4? Or maybe even in 5, right? Like, it would just be really insane to see. But yeah, in terms of Jadis' secrets, her power, and everything that she wants, like, there is a lot there, right? And so you do get some new stuff here. Again, there's a lot of new footage here. You do see a shot like this. It's a nighttime shot. Yeah, and you do see the helicopter landing. Then it goes to this one right here where it's kind of hard to say what this is. And I'm guessing Rick is a part of this group right here. It does say like Gen, Chlor, and then I don't know what else it would say there, but it does say chemicals. So I'm guessing this is some sort of chemical plant or something like that. It's really interesting because obviously like the top secret soldiers are going there, right? Like, this is stuff that the general public can't know about. So why are they going there? Just to kill walkers and stuff? Probably not. They're going there to get something, right? So I'm very, very curious on that and like what that could mean. Is it cure related? Is it something to do with certain, you know, resources that you need for power in some way? Maybe that's still even cure related. Like, Gimple did talk today. It was very interesting. And he did, you know, get into that a little bit here, that there's a bigger backstory to everything happening with Madame Genet, right? So that part to it, I do think a lot of that is connected with the Civic Republic military. It's just how, right? Like, there is a much bigger story here for sure. There's a reason why we got a Daryl Dixon teaser at the end of World Beyond, the show that's about the CRM, right? Makes a lot of sense. But then we get this shot right here of Pearl Thorne, and yeah, I don't know who she's with here. Most likely Rick, I'm assuming. I'm guessing that her and Rick are going to be hanging out quite a bit, because I think that, again, they're going to become friends like at the CRM. They're both going to rise in ranks together, and this is probably her just talking to him in the scene. But then we get this shot right here of Pearl Thorne, and this is very, very fascinating. So at this point here, it's really hard to say because I don't know where the character's going, but I'm wondering if she is going to side with the CRM, right? Like, she is at the CRM. She's doing everything that they're asking, and everyone else that's at the CRM, in terms of them being a soldier, they're doing the same exact thing. They're doing exactly what the CRM asked them, right? And so in a scene like this, is she pointing the gun at Rick and Michonne? Like, maybe Rick is trying to say, like, just let us go. Please just let us leave. And she's having a hard time, because if she does, then, you know, that could be, first of all, really, really bad for her at the CRM. And that could be the conflict here, because it does look like she's conflicted in what she's trying to do here. Again, I think that would be really fascinating. It would be so crazy to have her all of a sudden become a villain in that sense, and not really a villain, you know, like, she's not going to be like Major General Beale or like Jadis, you know. I have a feeling she's going to be more like the villain because she's here. Like, she has to stay in this place, so just because of that, she's a villain, right? Because she can't really follow Rick or help Rick out. She probably doesn't like what she's doing. I don't think she wants to be doing that, but she needs to follow what they're saying, right? And so if Rick is trying to escape, she's gonna have to report that. You know, and also probably not let him go, right? So I think that could be happening in this scene here. It would be really interesting. It would be a crazy showdown. And speaking of showdown, we actually have Rick in a fighting scene here. So first of all, really incredible. I'm just happy that he's wearing like a leather jacket here. I thought that was just very cool to see. Like he's just wearing a normal black leather jacket. Like just the lighting in this scene too, the way it looks, like it's just visually very, very stunning. Like it looks so different from The Walking Dead. And yeah, this is going to be a really crazy fight scene for Rick. Like I'm guessing at this point he's trying to leave the CRM. There's something going on here because like why would there be a fight like this, right? Like doesn't make a lot of sense for there to be a fight right now. So yeah, and then we get a shot like this where it does show a lot more. So first of all, there's this other one here of Michonne where she's tearing up quite a bit, and based off of everything else, I am still wondering what this is. Like, is this her reacting to something about finding them? Maybe she sees Philadelphia here in this scene. It's just really hard to say, but this scene I feel like is going to be memorable. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But then we get another shot here of Rick, and yeah, again, he's fighting someone here, and I wonder if he's actually fighting a CRM soldier here. And you know what would be really interesting is if he was responsible for the death of someone from the CRM. And so that's why when you go to a shot like this of Major General Beale and you have everyone else there, you know, there's a funeral that they're having, right? Or it seems like it anyways. They're having some sort of service here that looks like there's a coffin right there. And I'm wondering if Rick was responsible for that. Like, I really, really am. And there's going to be little things like that, you know, in the story. And that's not even really a little thing. That's a big thing. And I wonder if that's what we're seeing here. Like, Rick is fighting somebody. It could be over a disagreement on what to do with the Civic Republic military. Maybe someone found out something about Rick and what he's trying to do here. It's kind of hard to say because I can't tell who's fighting him. Like, it's really hard to say who is exactly fighting him here because I'm trying to see if the character has like longer hair or shorter hair, but it's very hard to tell from this shot because it's so fast. Like literally it's a split second, like it's really nothing. But then we get this shot here of Jadis where there's this really crazy walker behind her. This looks like it's a part of the scenes with her and Michonne. You know, if I were to give a prediction on what I think would happen to Jadis in this show, I don't think she's dying. I think it would be insane for Jadis to die. Like, I just don't see Jadis dying at all in this series. Like, I feel like if there's a season 2, she's going to be a part of it, but maybe not. Maybe she's the big death in this first season. Like, I could see that happening, and then maybe if they do a season 2, that's where Morgan could show up, and then I don't even know where you would go with the story again. Like, we have to watch season 1 to really know what to say about a season 2 and where they can go further, because a lot of the CRM story for a lot of us for the last however many years, the first part has always been, well, what has Rick been up to? What's his importance to the CRM? And then like, how does Michonne, you know, just fit in all of that? And then so once you have them reunited, which is going to be fun, then what, right? Because you almost want all the reuniting and all of that to be old news, right? Because you want the characters to just be together afterwards, right? And so once that happens, then where does the story go? You know, is that where we get Jadis' death and all that? Is Michonne going to be responsible for Jadis' death? Because it seems like it in the teasers anyways, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But this sneak peek here honestly was very cool. I was definitely very happy to see this. Like, in terms of a Super Bowl teaser, yes, it wasn't a trailer or anything like that, but I didn't really know how much they were going to be able to give us anyways. And if you noticed, for the Super Bowl ads, like they're literally showing us like a very, very small teaser, and then it says the trailers online, right? So they're not showing the trailers during the Super Bowl commercials, probably because just how much it costs to do that's probably a lot. So I think what The Walking Dead did was pretty smart, just literally have a teaser drop during halftime, and this way it doesn't really cost anything, right? So Deadpool, I noticed, did that. They released a small little teaser during the halftime, Super Bowl commercials, but they released the trailer online, which was like, okay, now everyone's gonna go and watch that. Probably cost money for the teaser, but like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could have put something out there for Rick and Michonne, but I just kind of feel like, you know, it's not really that needed, I would say right now. Like, it really isn't that needed. They're doing a lot of promotion right now. There's quite a bit of stuff happening. So, but yeah, anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. Definitely post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.